welcome everybody to our final quarterly faith community meeting of 2021. Can't believe I'm saying that. We won't see you again until 2022, which is crazy. But for today, we have two very special guests with us. We have Audrey here to talk about provider recruitment, and then Teresa's going to take it over for the remainder of the meeting and going into a few caregiver resources from Direction Home and some holiday stress relief tips. So without further ado, I will go ahead and turn it over to Audrey to get us started.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to be chatting for just a few moments. So I'm thankful to be a part of this. I think I volunteered as tribute. I don't feel like I was voluntold for this. I am a part of a task force for the provider network. Tim Martin is leading that up. He's a part of Direction Home with us, and our main focus truly has been what can we do to help with home health care. So it's no secret that home health workers, they have a very difficult job, a very thankless job, right? And that there is a lack of workers. And so we've tried to get together. We've got people in-house within the agency, people outside of the agency, just trying to brainstorm what can we do to just encourage those that are working in this field. What can we do to try to spread the word on needs for this? And so we get together monthly, sometimes more than that. And we're just kind of talking about how can we change the perception of this? How can we make home health care look at more appealing as a career? Because as we all know, people can't age in place. They can't age where they want to. They can't stay home if we don't have this, if we don't have the workers to do it. And so our focus has been trying to just pump up this field. So we're advocating for seniors to stay in their home, and in their communities, stay a part of their neighborhoods, be a part of society. And we want them to be able to do that in their home. We all know that the cost is about a third of what it is if they would have to be placed in a nursing home. So there's so many different angles that we're trying to look at this, whether it is cost, whether it's just choice, which as an ombudsman, I'm a huge advocate for. And so we've just been looking at getting the word out there. We've talked about doing some job fairs in high schools. How do we make home health more appealing? It is necessary, and there's a lot of satisfaction that can be gained from making this your profession. So I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but I wanted you to know about the task force. I wanted you to know kind of what we've been doing and why we're doing it. And we're trying to get the word out there of if you yourself, or if you know of someone who's kind of interested in doing something with home health, who just has a heart for that, this is what we're looking for. We're working with other providers and how they're training their aides and how they're training their home health their workers, because we want to pump that up. We want there to be more pride in the fact that someone can say, hey, what do you do for a living? I'm an aide. It doesn't need to be, oh, I'm an aide. We want people to take pride in what they're doing and how they're doing it, because it is so extremely vital, and especially to the agency that I work in. It's a vital profession for people. So we're just asking if anybody wants to be part of our task force. I know that Tim Martin would be thrilled just to have more ideas, to have more bodies out there, more people talking about it, and spreading the word of what we want to do. We're advocating for that salary increase, and for there to be better pay, better benefits. We want home health providers. We want to educate them on how to value their staff, how to esteem them, so that, again, if I feel valued, I'm going to do a better job. I apologize for the noise behind me. Somebody's having a really good time, so that's great. I guess my biggest thing that I want to say, and the biggest thing I want you to take away from what our provider network task force does, is that we believe greatly, we believe in the efforts that home healthcare providers are doing. We believe that it's vital for seniors and not seniors to be able to stay home, to be in their homes, and to receive that care, to have the dignity of choice. And we believe that those that are providing the care should be valued. We believe that there's great satisfaction for them in what they do, because one-on-one care is huge, and knowing your person is such a big deal. So that's really all I wanted to say about provider recruitment. If you have questions or you want to join our task force, if you know somebody that's kind of looking to maybe jump into this world, I highly encourage you to contact. You can contact me. You can contact Tim Martin, and we can talk about what that would look like. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I was asked to kind of just throw that at you a little bit this morning to let you know about. So thank you, and Merry Christmas. And I hope that your life is settling down, and that you, a week from now, you're just feeling very ready for that. I can't say that I'm quite there yet, but I hope to be soon. So.
That's great. Thank you, Audrey. It's a really good time to have you on today, especially with the new semester coming up. I know a lot of students, if anyone on the call knows a lot of students that are looking into start planning for after graduation in May and looking into different career options. This is a really good time to mention it, as well as with the new year right around the corner and wanting to get more involved and start planning ahead for 2022. So good timing. All right, move on here and send it over to Teresa. She's going to talk about resources for caregivers and then jump right into holiday stress.
Hi there, I'm Teresa from Direction Home, and I am the Family Caregiver Support Specialist. I wanted to make sure everyone is aware that we do have a family caregiver support program at Direction Home, and I just want to highlight some of the things that we can help out with, and you can use this for yourself, or I encourage you to pass it on to people you know that are caring for people in their home. So this would be for unpaid caregivers. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be neighbors, church family, but there are resources and supports that we have through our program that can help you out. Can we do the next slide, Courtney? Thank you. So as I said, it's designed to assist caregivers in the challenges that they face when they're caring for a loved one. And we can do information and assistance. So I can offer one-on-one consultations over the phone or virtually at this time. We can refer you to additional programs in the community and other agencies, depending on the person's diagnosis, such as the Alzheimer's Association, the Arthritis Foundation, or even if you are a caregiver for someone who doesn't have a primary diagnosis, but they need help in the home. I can still help you out with information, referrals, or even just one-on-one help as far as how to maintain your sanity as well as the sanity of the person that you're caring for. I have a wealth of websites, reading material, planning templates, access to support groups, etc. So information and assistance is the big one. And then we also do have a small respite reimbursement service, and reimbursement is the key word there. Small being the second key word, unfortunately, but we do provide financial relief and service support to caregivers by offering a small reimbursement for things like private pay aid service, facility respite stays, adult day center stays, and sometimes even home modifications to keep the care recipient safe at home, or other services determined by myself and our fiscal department. So with that reimbursement, there are a couple qualifications for the caregiver and the care recipient to meet. First of all, the care recipient must need supervision or hands-on help with at least two of the following: bathing, transferring, mobility, eating, dressing, grooming, toileting, and medication administration, or they must need substantial supervision due to a mental impairment such as Alzheimer's or dementia. So you can contact me, and on the last slide here with this section, I will have all my contact information. But you can contact me to help you determine if you meet those requirements and qualifications, and I can also assist with the application process if you do. We also do education such as speaking events and classes like Powerful Tools for Caregivers throughout the year or upon request. So you can get in touch with us and get placed on our mailing list, or just go directly to our website, dhad.org. You can call directly to Communications, which is Courtney, and Lori Smith, I know, handles a lot of the communications education setup as well. So you can reach out to us and we'd be happy to speak to your group. And if you just want further information on individual speaking type events, you can reach out to me directly. And lastly, but I think is the most important, because we've had such great success with it, virtually we do a support group every week. So we have a support group for caregivers that meets every Monday on Zoom from 1 to 2 p.m. If you don't have access to Zoom, you can call in and still participate, but I encourage you to try to get that access, because you get a wealth of knowledge by visually being able to see the slides, the people's reactions. It makes it a lot easier for the conversation to flow as well. And we do have speakers about once a month or so to discuss the concerns and information, education that caregivers need or request. I've had requests from the group for different things like financial planning. So I'm working with an elder law attorney to get that set up very soon. But we also have the Alzheimer's Association, frequently speak with us, but we are happy to set up any kind of speakers that you're interested in if you join our group. So contact me at my email there, and I can get you set up once we get your confidentiality form squared away. And here's all of my contact information. You'll see again my email there. My direct phone line is the 899-5243. And I encourage you to check out our website as well. There is a specific section for our caregivers, and I put the link in there. And then we also have a great Facebook group that Courtney and Colleen, who's on the call as well, have been helping me keep up with. The name of our Facebook group there is Direction Home AC AAD Family Caregiver Support Group. So I encourage you to go there as well for other resources. Thank you.
A lot of really good resources. Teresa is awesome at what she does. And the, I might be biased, but the Facebook page is also a really good resource just to stay up to date on what's going on and get the most pertinent information as quickly and easily as you can. So with that being said, let's get into holiday stress relief.
So we know holiday stress is, or should I say holidays are stressful for everyone. It could be good stress, it could be bad stress, but as a caregiver, there is an extra bit of stress and frustration there at times, because you're trying to handle the care that your care recipient needs, and at the same time handle the holidays, which may mean extra family coming in, or it may mean you feel the need to decorate and shop and things that you don't necessarily have time to do on a regular basis, let alone when it comes to the holidays. So let's talk a little bit about how we can help with that. So some things may need to change with your holidays. You may need to keep the guest list small. So that may mean changing the tradition, unfortunately, where you have a large group that gets together. And that may mean educating other people in your family or your group about the stressor of having a large group, both on you as a caregiver and the care recipient. Next slide. You may be the one that always hosts that big family gathering, and you may have to ask someone else to host that for you. You are likely tied up with just getting through the day-to-day, or maybe even just getting your care recipient ready and transporting them somewhere would be more than enough to take up your entire day. So consider asking another relative or family member to host the gathering this year. Next slide. Thank you. Change the way you shop. So, the pandemic has brought several negative things to us, but one positive is that we do have a lot more options when it comes to online shopping. So you may be shopping from home instead of going out and about, or that may be the way that you get out and get a break as a caregiver. So you ask someone to come and sit with your care recipient so you can get out and shop. Next slide. Ask for help. This is a big one. And I know it's a difficult one too, because people are, number one, very proud. Number two, feel like maybe nobody else can do the job that they're doing or as well as they're doing. And number three, they may have family members that have already disappointed them when they've asked for help. So this is a difficult one, but maybe look outside that group that has disappointed you in the past and ask someone that you know you can rely on, who may be outside of your family. Next slide. This is super important for you to stay connected with other caregivers. Ways to do this would be the Facebook groups, the support group, getting to just talk about what you're going through and knowing that you're not alone really helps you get through the stressful situations. I hear this time and time again with the members of my support group. They just feel a relief getting to talk to other people about it. So many family members don't understand what the caregiver in the family is going through, and they can't possibly understand because they're not doing the day-to-day. So it's very important for you to stay connected with someone who understands what you're going through. Next slide. And of course, take care of yourself. I know we're always rushing, especially during the holidays. So it's important to slow down, even if it just means going into another room for a few minutes, taking a few deep breaths, making out a list of what's a priority and what can wait or what you can delegate. So those are ways that you can take care of yourself without, it doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing like go get a massage or take an entire day to get out of town. It could be something as small as just going to a separate room and taking time for what you need. Focus on what is most meaningful. And this is a good tip at all times when you're a caregiver, but especially during the holidays, because you feel the need sometimes to do it all, to keep everything the same, to have elaborate decorations, to have elaborate meals and gatherings. And that may not be realistic with you as a caregiver any longer. So focus on what is most meaningful to you and most meaningful to your care recipient. It may just mean spending time together with a couple other family members, watching holiday movies or, drinking cocoa in front of the fire, something that is small but means the most. Next slide. So we can't talk about the holidays really without talking about dealing with difficult family members, right? I think we all know we have family members who maybe they show up, but the reasons they show up aren't necessarily to get together with family. Maybe they're asking for a handout. Maybe they say they'll show up and help, but they don't. So the holidays kind of brings up all of that stress in addition to your regular caregiver stress too. Next slide. So we've all heard the saying that you can't change other people. You can only change yourself and your expectations. So it may mean that you need to reset your expectations. People are not likely to change their behavior. So let's say they've never helped out during the holidays. Just because you're caring for a member of the family doesn't mean that they're suddenly going to jump up and offer to help. Accept the fact that they're not going to change. And just by accepting that and resetting your expectations, it removes the uncertainty about, wow, will they show up? Won't they show up? Are they going to cause a scene? Is it going to be uncomfortable? Just reset your expectations and you can avoid that uncertainty, which increases your stress. You can avoid that altogether. Next slide. It may also mean resetting your older adult's expectations or the care recipient, even if they're not an older adult. So make sure that they're aware of unexpected plans and significant changes to traditions that you have for the holidays. It's important that they have some notice if things are going to change. We're talking again about these people that have a tendency to come in and like I said, maybe ask for handouts, or they could be bringing up unpleasant memories. So exclude those truly toxic individuals. And a way to do this without flat out saying, you know, we don't want you there, would be maybe to say, which is true, we need to keep it smaller this year. We can't stress mom out or dad out or, you know, whomever that may be. We need to keep it smaller for the sake of everyone's health. Next slide. Okay, so that's really all I had, but I'm open to questions, comments, observations. If any of you are a caregiver, if you wanted to share anything about what I just spoke about, I would love to hear your side of things.
Matt actually had a really good comment in the chat box just now. He said that faith leaders have a great opportunity to provide permission to caregivers to follow these tips. Sometimes we hold ourselves to unrealistic standards, and respected leaders can be the voice that says it's okay to not have a big Christmas dinner or something like that.
That's so very true. That's wonderful. You are in a position to do that for sure. And the other thing that I have suggested to caregivers too is somebody outside of the family that the care recipient respects. So it may be that faith leader. It may just be another a person from the church. It may be the physician or you know, close family friend who is in a similar age bracket as the person you're caring for. So that's a wonderful point. And there's so many other people that you can look to rather than putting it all on yourself as far as changing the traditions. Anything
really good
else?
points. I'm not a caregiver, but I know I have a huge issue slowing down, especially around the holidays. So it's nice to be your own reminder too sometimes and say it's okay to slow down and it's okay to follow tips like these that are outside of the norm.
I think
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way. You don't have to do it all, Courtney.
That's right.
I think too, for the folks on the call that may or may not do this on a lot, it really is a good thing to be able to say, you know, new traditions aren't bad, and you know, there's help available. The number one thing that you find when you start to get into caregiver support, Teresa can correct me if I'm wrong, but is the idea of the air mask in the airplane. And so, you know, caregiver support will always tell you, tell the caregiver it's just like being on an airplane. If you don't put your mask on first and take care of yourself, then you're not going to be awake to take care of anybody else. It's not selfish. It's selfless in a way. And so the holidays are a really good time to remind ourselves and our parishioners and others that we're trying to help that it is not selfish to take care of yourself first. If you have to limit your dinner to 6 people, limit your dinner to 6 people. If you have to just, it would do whatever you need to do to keep yourself happy and healthy during this time. Teresa's absolutely right as well. Sometimes the best thing you can do as an outside party to the family is be, and forgive the term, but you have to kind of be the bad guy in the fact that you can really be that person that makes those hard decisions or makes those hard suggestions.
Right. I agree. Yeah. Well, thank you all. I appreciate your time and attention. Reach out to us if you know of anyone who needs support. That's what we're here for.
Yep. Thanks so much again, Teresa. If I get any other questions or anything, I will send them your way. But that was really great. And I think portrayed exactly what I said at the beginning, that you are awesome and good at what you do, and very knowledgeable. So it's always a pleasure to have you on. I will advance here and just let everyone know that, there we go. Our next meeting will be March 25th in 2022. So again, this is our last meeting of 2021. We won't meet again until the new year. If you need to reach me in the meantime for whatever reason, my contact information is there, and I will send out more information about our March date, topics, speakers, all of that closer, and registration links, as we will be on Zoom again closer to the date at the beginning of March. Hopefully everyone has a great holiday season, and we will see you soon.